October is National Cybersecurity Month, and here at TBI, we take security very seriously. I mean, look. This used to be a picture of my kids.
The trick to not revealing your password is to not even know it yourself. That's why when it's time to create a new password, I have to reset my password pretty often, but that's what the security questions are for.
I don't need no stinking security. I got this.
Cybersecurity.
Oh, I don't know anything about cybersecurity. I just use TBI123 for all my passwords.
Tommy does what?
Keep getting all these notifications to reset my password every 90 days, so I just keep asking for a new laptop.
It's really not that hard. You want to pick a password that's not easily guessed, not a name of your kid, not your address, not your phone number, something that no one's going to know about you. I'd really prefer it wasn't even in English.
Becca, what's a Twitter password? Try TBI. Nope. TBI1. Nope. TBI2. Nope.
So I picked this French nursery rhyme as an example, and just to start off with, we're just going to go through and change all the E's, and we're going to make those 3's, right? Real quick. And then we can take the S's and make those dollar signs, easy to remember. Then we do this little trick that I call the capitalization ladder. And we start with a capital letter, and then we count 4 letters over. If there's a number, we skip to the next letter, right? So F, J, capitals. Then we go 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make this Q a capital. And we're going to step down the ladder. From there, we're going to go 1, 2. It's already assigned, so leave that alone. And D is already a capital letter.
TBI5?
So this is fairly secure, not all the way secure. Then I grab my cipher, and I take the cipher, and I go through, and I find the letter F, and I change the letter F to the number 3.
I made a video on this. None of you guys watched it. It was 2 minutes long. 2 minutes. Okay, all you do is watch the thing. When you guys get hacked, go talk to somebody else.
TBI14. Got it.
I do this once a week. If you do this, you won't have any problems with keeping your password secure.